Assalamualaikum, it's me Shahwar. The topic we are going to talk about today are very important and it is impractical to understand the theory of production without understanding these terms. So I thought I would be prepare a separate lecture on the development of your mind. So there are very short terms which are very important to understand and I will give you a concept one by one of them. So the first one is the marginal. The next one is long run. The third one is short run period. The fourth one is marginal product. The fifth one is total product. And the last one is average product. So we will discuss one by one all of them with their formulas and the procedure. So start with the marginal. Then what is the marginal? Marginal means adding just one unit. Most economic choices involve marginal changes. I have already tell you about that marginal means adding just one more unit. A decision at the margin compares the benefits and cost of small change. For consumer, the choice involves buying one more unit of one good or the other unit of one good, one more shirt or one more pair of shoes. Producers' marginal choices involves using one more unit of input or producing one more unit of output. So marginal changes involves the consumer choices as well as the producer's choices. So marginal choices have been the central focus of neoclassical microeconomics since its introduction a century ago. So the marginal approach is realistic because maximum behavior by consumer and producer does indeed involve marginal choices. Most decisions involve small adjustment rather than radical changes. So I hope you people understand the importance of marginal in the behavior of consumers as well as the behavior of producers. Fine. So we will move towards the next term, that is long run. The long run period of time is a period of time in which all factors may be varied and in which firms may enter or leave the industry is called the long run time period. So there are two main differences. The number one is there is no fixed cost in the long run. All factor of productions became variable. The size and the capacity of the firm can be changed according to the demand. So there is no need to draw a fixed cost curve. The number one is clear. Now move towards the number two. In the long run, all factors are completely divisible. Various factors can be combined in any proportion. So therefore their optimum utilization is possible. It is because of this fact that they are flatter than short period cost curves. They fall slowly, reach to their minimum point and then start raising slowly. Now I am telling you about the shape of the curve of the long run cost curves. Fine. Now we will move towards the short run. That what is the short run period? So there is some changes in the short run period and the long run period. Short run period refers to a period time in which is too brief for a firm to increase the quantities of all factors of production. The size of firm and the capacity of firm is fixed and it can increase production only by increase the quantity of variable factors. Means in the short run there are some fixed factors and some variable factors. So the firm can increase the quantity of production with the increase in the variable factors. The number of firms in the industry remains constant. There are some factors like building or heavy machinery which cannot be changed in the short run, which cannot be changed in a very short notice. The firm, however, can increase or decrease their output according to condition of the market demand by changing the variable factors only, which can be labor and materials. So short run is the period of time over which one or more factors of production is fixed in supply. So in short run period of a firm, cost is divided into two parts, because in the short run there are two differences, which is the fixed variables, which is the fixed factor of production, and the second one is the variable factor of production. So there will be two types of cost. The first one is fixed cost and the next one is variable cost. Fixed cost is which do not change with change in the output in the short run. Very simple. Just like the rent of the building and land, it should be paid and it is necessarily to pay. Salaries of permanent staff, you cannot stock the salary of permanent staff. And we can take an example of interest payment on debt and fixed taxes. If any annual license fee is allowed by the government to pay, then firm cannot be changed it. So these are the fixed costs which firm should bear at any condition. So the next one is variable cost. It is the cost which directly varies with the changes in the level of output. Fine. So we can say that the short run period is not a calendar time. It is not defined as any specific number of weeks, months or years. Some industries may last for years to construct a large electrical power plant. In some other industries, may be a matter of days to expand the computer center. So this is the shorter period or a long term period. It is not a calendar time. Fine, it varies according to the situation of the market. So now we will move towards the margin. So the marginal product. What is the marginal product? We have learned about the marginal. Now we will move towards the marginal product. Marginal product of a factor is defined as the change in output resulting from a very small change of this factor, keeping all other factors constant. Mathematically, the marginal product of each factor is the partial derivative of the production function with respect to this factor. I have written the formula here. Marginal product of labor is equal to change in output divided by change in labor, and change in output divided by change in capital. X is denoted for the output or the product. We want to find out the marginal productivity of labor. So we will use the formula of labor, this, that change in product divided by change in labor. And if we want to find out the marginal productivity of capital, then we will use a formula of this, that change in X means change in product divided by change in the unit of capital. That's it. This is the very simple formula for finding out the value of marginal product of any factor of production. Fine. So the graphically, the marginal product of labor is shown by the slope of the production function. This is the marginal product or slope of the marginal product. X is for the output, X is the function of labor. These all other factors are constant, which is capital, raw material, whatever the factor of production is involved in the process of output. So this is the slope of marginal productivity of labor, and this is the slope of marginal productivity of capital, because I have used two formulas here, for one for labor and the next one for capital. So I have written the slope of these two also. First one is for labor and the next one is capital. You can clearly see that in the case of labor, all factor productions are constant except labor, and the next one, all factor of production are constant except capital. So I hope you people can understand now the formula, the slope of one by one the factor of production. So in principle, the marginal product of a factor may assume any value, positive, zero or negative. Basic production theory concentrate only on the efficient part of the production function, that is on the range of output over which the marginal products of the factors are positive. Fine. So this is the process of marginal product. I hope you people now understand about it. Now we will move towards the total product. That what is the total product? We start with the example. Suppose we differ a single input and keep all other inputs unchanged, mean constant. Then for different degrees of that input, we get different degrees of output, obviously. This association between the variable and input or output, keeping all other inputs constant, is often referred to as the total product. The total product is also sometimes termed as total return to or a total physical product of the variable input. It will be helpful to elucidate the concepts of average product and marginal product, because total product is a base. They are useful in order to explain the contribution of variable input to the production procedure. Fine. So total product is the total production of the farm. So now we will move the average product. What is the average product? So marginal product, average product is explained as the output per unit of variable input. So we calculate as it with the help of this formula, very simple formula, average product. We want to find, for example, we want to find the average product of labor. So total product of labor divided by labor, total quantity of labor. So we will find out the average product for using this formula. Fine. So we can say that total product, average product of labor is equal to total product of labor divided by labor, quantity of labor. So I will again tell you about the marginal product. Marginal product of an input is explained as a change in an input output per unit of change in the input when all other inputs are held constant. When capital is held constant, the marginal product of labor is this. Marginal MPL is equal to change in output over change in input. Since inputs cannot take negative values, marginal product is explained at the 0 degree of input employment. For any degree of an input, the sum of marginal products of every foregoing unit of that input gains to the total product. So the total product is the sum of marginal products. I have given the table here. The first one is for labor, the second one is total product, the next one is marginal product, and the last one is for average product. I will explain you the first row, and it is your task to understand all the rows and create the relationship between the total product, marginal product, average product. The first one is when we add the more unit of labor. 1. There is a production of total product is 110, marginal product is also at 10, and average product is also at 10. Then we increase the 1 unit of labor to 1 to 2. There is increase in 24 because there is an increase in marginal product 14. When we add the marginal product 10 to 14, then it will become a value of 24. So we have the total product is 24. So one by one you have to calculate the all values corresponding to the row. So according to the table, you should understand by yourself. Fine. Now I will explain you the marginal product with this example. For example, a person A is working on a farm for becoming a jeans, pair of jeans 200. He wants to a partner, and person B are coming to help him. So they are working together. So A plus B producing a 550 pair of jeans. So when we take a difference of 550 minus 200, there is the answer of 350. So the marginal product is 350 because we are adding the 350 units in production because of the worker B, the unit of factor which we have included in the production process. So marginal product is equal to 350. So now I hope and I believe that people can easily understand what is the marginal and what is the marginal product, what is the total product, what is the average product. So I hope people can easily understand, and if you have any queries, feel free to ask and I will glad to answer you. So in the next lecture we will talk about the laws of returns, because I want to develop a picture in your mind about the background of the all laws. So when you understand all these factors, you will be more able to understand the laws. Fine? So stay happy, stay safe, stay tuned. Love.